Hi, and welcome to the next series in How Mary Learns BI. We've been doing a little BI of our own, and we've realized that the videos are a bit long. So going forward, what we're going to do is we're going to reduce the size of the videos to roughly between 5 to 6 minutes, and in each video we'll cover one particular task in SSIS or one particular aspect in reporting services. In this video, we're going to look at the merge join operator, which is a common task that we end up doing in MSBI. The merge join operator, essentially what it does is allows you to connect two different tables to each other and return a combined output. The first thing we need to do is drag and drop a data flow task, and in the data flow task we need to define the sources. Since we're going to join two different tables, we need two different sources, so let's go ahead and select them. And again, we need to configure the source to pick data from a particular table. So I'm going to select new, and I'm going to type in the details of my server here. So you can see I've got my local host followed by the instance and the port number. I'm using Windows authentication, and in here I'm going to use an example called IBS training. I'll press OK. Press OK. In this case, what's going to happen is that this particular table is, or the database, contains information about training department in a company. More importantly, it contains information about employees and the nominations that they have filed to attend a particular training, as well as the status of the training in terms of whether they have been accepted or rejected to attend the particular training. So the first thing I need here is a list of employees. So I've selected the employee table, in which I've got first name, middle name, last name, experience. I'm going to select that. And in the second source, I'm going to select the nominations table that you see here and select columns, and you'll see that the list of columns are there. The next thing we need to do in order to use a merge join is that, just like in Transact SQL, when the merge join algorithm is used, the data needs to be sorted, and a similar kind of approach works here as well. So essentially what we need to do before we can use a merge operator is to do a sort. So you can see I've dragged and dropped the two sort operators and connected the output from this source into the sort operator. And the next thing I need to do is configure the sort operator to sort by employee ID. Now the reason I'm sorting by employee ID here is because I need the employee ID in order to merge or join the dataset from these two different sources. So what I'm essentially going to do is say join table on the left hand side, employee, with the table on the right hand side called nominations on the employee ID. So now that the data is sorted, the next thing I need to do is configure the merge join algorithm. So you can see here I've got the merge join. I drag it and drop it, and then I connect the output from the sort operator of the left table, which is the employee table, as merge join left, and the right table as merge join right, which gets done automatically. Now that that's done, you'll see that when I open up the merge join operator or the merge join task, you'll see that I've got the two tables listed and they're joining on the employee ID and employee ID. But I have not got any output as a result of this operator, so let me go ahead now check the boxes for the columns that I need as output. I'm not going to select all of them, I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes, so I'm selecting a couple of them and I'm pressing next or OK. So here the output of the merge join is ready. The next thing I need to do is configure the Excel destination where I want to dump the data. So I'm going to select and drag and drop an Excel destination and connect the merge joins output to the Excel destination. When I open it up, you can see that I need a connection manager for Excel, so I'm going to click new, click browse, and I'm going to add a new Excel file somewhere here. I'm just going to call it output.excel, and I'm going to say OK. And here I'm going to select new so that I can create a new destination table called output for the Excel sheet. You'll notice that when I review the column list here, I've got a fairly large column for first name, and that doesn't really make sense because the first name is not going to be 4,000 characters. So I'm going to reduce this to 200 just to make it a lot smaller and fit with the Excel template. So I press OK, and it says that please select the new Excel sheet from the drop down list. Any white spaces are replaced by underscore, which is OK. And you'll see that I've got the traditional 3 sheets followed by the output sheet. So I'm selecting that and I'm pressing mapping, and you'll see that it automatically maps the output from the merge join into the different column names for the Excel sheet. When I press OK, you'll see that I'm getting a warning here. The warning, essentially what it's trying to tell me is that truncation might occur for the first name column because the source input destination mapping shows that the source input is 4,000 whereas the destination is only 2,000 characters long, which is okay in my case. I'm not too worried about it. Now, a thing that you need to keep in mind because we're using the Excel destination is that you might encounter an error saying failed to acquire connection method, and that is essentially because of a 32-bit versus 64-bit compatibility issue that you face when you're running it inside the SQL Server Data Tools or Business Intelligence Development Studio IDE. The way to take care of this is to right-click the project properties, and in the project properties, if you go ahead and have a look at the configuration properties, you find something that says debugging. Select that and change the runtime 64-bit to false, and then press apply and OK. Once you're done with this, you're ready to go. You'll see that we've still got the warning for truncation. We're not going to worry about that in this video. We'll take care of it in another video. So right click, and if you say execute, it should go ahead and start executing the package, and you should be able to see the data flow. And now that the data is done, let's go ahead and open up our output XLS, and let's see what data we have in there. There we go. So you can see that I've got a list of my employees here, and you can see the list of nominations by the employee, as well as the Spock, who has either approved or rejected or kept the status as pending for this particular nomination from the employee. And that's how you would use the sort operator as well as the merge join. And luckily we were also able to go ahead and look at the Excel error message. That's pretty common when you're dealing with Excel sheets. In the next video we'll try lookup, which is going to give a very similar result set to merge join, but it's meant for a different purpose, as in to understand the relationship with reference data. So watch out for that video. So thank you, and keep watching.